Alright, so I've said most of this stuff before too. But if you take a prime example like wheelchairs. Wheelchairs are a great example. Like I said, just roll them right over the toilet. If the government was producing something like that, and it wasn't going to get its resources from private companies, but instead it had its own mining company. Now, to initially lay the foundations for communism is really, really easy, because you just create a company, and it can have a fairly modest fleet, like 40, 50 tractors, that gets its own ore. So it's not buying ore for private practitioners to make wheelchairs and sell them, because these are profit sector industries. So why are people under the impression privatizing everything is somehow beneficial? As I had stated, the guy at McDonald's paying his taxes isn't putting food in the mouths of welfare cases, indicating and proving that this entire fiscal system of having finances and taxes doesn't make you a contributing member of anything. I mean, it's just basic Republican theology. So what's with all the corruption and all the bribery and all the lobbyists making everything privatized when their job as politicians is to be communist and Republican? And so we get politicians like the left wing, Trudeau and Obama and all that, sexually abusing children, and no one does anything about it. It's an actual federal offense. It's exceptionally criminal because they're politicians doing it, and yet the conservatives, they do nothing. And it's because those conservatives are a bunch of corrupt people themselves who are just lobbying in their buddies. They're just putting money in the pockets of their friends, which is like fucking retarded. I can use anything and everything as an example, but it's such a prime example when you use wheelchairs. Now, if the government was getting its own ore, you want to make something like a pool. Now, in a current scenario, yeah, we should be hiring like citizens from the government to do it, but if you sell that contract to a private contractor, at least you're not buying all of the iron from a private contractor. You're supplementing as much as you possibly can, which is feasible because, yeah, the iron in the ore is going to be allotted to other things like wheelchairs, but the excess can be used for industrial purposes, for community centers. And then you go and, given the circumstances of today, because that's what we're working with, you go and buy what you have to. But it's just, what the fuck? Peace.